Well, it's Fridays, and you all know what that means. If you probably know today, I might have mentioned on the last news update that it's all about today, the Yoshi Promotion Seedling. Now, these two events I'm going to review, they date back in June and in August. The first one is called Early Summer Games, and it took place in Shinjuku FACE. And the main event features, of course, the Beyond the Sea Championship. Veni defends her championship against her fellow teammate Makoto, which is going to be a brutal match. And then we move on, of course, 2 months later, back in August on the 23rd, where SEAdLINNNG celebrates 10 years of being in existence. Of course, many great moments, matches, and all this other stuff. We do have a double main event on this one. The Beyond the Sea tag team belts will be defended. Izuki Aoki and Ayame Sazamura will defend their championships, of course, against Mio Shirai, who many know her as the sister of Io Sky, and of course, she teams up with Natsu Surime, which is going to be a very interesting match. And then finally, after 2 months, Makoto will defend her championship against Hiroyu Matsumoto. So this is going to be a really fun match to enjoy. And then, as always, we'll cap up our episode as usual with some news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK. Anywhere in the world wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-time news updates. They keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Nagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, enough with the jibber jabbers. It's time to get down to business. So as I said, it's all about SEAdLINNNG. If you guys are fans of this promotion, if you're big fans of the Yoshi wrestling scene in general, you're in the right channel. So let's begin with the first review back in June called Early Summer Games 2025. All right, SEAdLINNG Early Summer Games 2025. This happened on June 17th of 2025 at the venue Shinjuku FACE. Um, so basically, yeah. Now we opened up with a singles action. We have Celine Misora, who I'm going to presume is the latest rookie coming from their dojo, takes on the Bear, Koguma. who doesn't love Koguma? You know, she is fun to enjoy, you know? But of course, you have to know that this is more of the, how do I say, the juniors have to learn from the veterans. And of course, Koguma, as you know, she's been in the business for a long time, except for that gap where she took over. But her experience has been very valuable. But the one thing that, of course, you don't want to do is to do the bear pose, and that's, of course, what happens. But unfortunately, for Misora, she ended up on the wrong side of Koguma's diving body press, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Now our next match is a three-way high-speed match. Now for those who don't know what this is, a high-speed match is where the match will be counted fast. It usually is like this, like 1, 2, 3. No, in a high-speed match, it's more like 1, 2, 3, just like that. Something that of course the cheaters would want, but in this case, that's how the rules are over there. So we have Yuri, Kakedira, and La Pedida. Now, of course, you probably think is a 2-1 situation since A, Kakedira and La Pedida are in fact tag team, which of course, but they're not afraid to fight each other, in case anybody asks. It's more like, okay, let's get rid of Yuri and you and I will fight it off. That kind of plays out too well. But however, of course, it was Kakedira who picked up the win by pinning Yuri, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match, we have Mina Shirakawa and Natsu Tsurime taking on Honori Hana and Unagi Sayaka. Now, for those who don't know, Mina Shirakawa had her dealings with Unagi back last year because, of course, Mio at the time was in fact helping train wrestlers in Ice Ribbon, and now that she's no longer part of that, well, Unagi gets to wrestle her whenever she wants, and that's something she won't take no opportunity. But however, Mina Shirakawa and Natsu Tsurime had their dealings in the past, but now they're learning how to become a team. And of course, Honori Hana and Unagi have been a team as well. Whenever whenever Unagi's in SEAdLINNG, that plays out too. But unfortunately, it was, of course, since Hana does not have the necessary experience like Mina Shirakawa, she was able to pick up the victory by a pinfall, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, Mina Shirakawa picked up the win for herself and, of course, Natsu Tsurime. Our next match, we have a 6-woman tag team match. We have Miku Kane, Nagisa Nozaki, and Lady Destroyer Hiroyu Matsumoto. They take on Madison Marley, Isuke Aoki, and Ayame Zamura, who were in fact at the time as our current tag team champions. And I thought the match was pretty great. I mean, you will look at Matsumoto, who has a bit of a powerhouse, and Nagisa Nozaki, well, ever since she came back from her injury, becoming heel, you know she'll try to throw in dirty tactics. But as for Miku Kane, well, she still has a lease of experience that plays out very well. But you know that for a fact that Yoki and Sazumura, they are a good cohesion team. And Marley, I have to say, she has stepped up her game in this match. But unfortunately, it was Ayame that picked up the win by pinning, of course, Kane. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Next match, we have singles action. We have Miria Koga versus Natsuko Tora from Hate. Now, as you all know, Hate has been making their presence known in various promotions, such as Oz Academy and now SEAdLINNG. But now she's faces against a wrestler who is trying to make a name for herself. But of course, you know, wherever Natsuko Tora goes, members of Hate will follow, especially when you see Momo Watanabe decided to interfere in this match by causing problems. And then, of course, we did see a body press by Natsuko Tora, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, Natsuko Tora wins the match. However, when it comes to a match is over, Hate make their statement by attacking her and leaving everybody in, of course, in the SEAdLINNG roster knowing that they are meaning business, that they're the ones are going to control all of Yoshi Wrestling in Japan. So we'll see where that goes from there. Now, our main event is the Beyond the Sea Championship. We have two friends and teammates from the same group known as La Fresca de Egoístas. Basically, we have Makoto and Veni. As you all know, Veni was the champion at the time. She faces against Makoto, who, as you know, but these ladies, even though they're teammates, they are not afraid, of course, to fight each other. They both hit hard as hell. If you don't ever seen it, I mean, Veni is a bit of aggressive, and Makoto has that same kind of tactic as her, being aggressive, to show who's boss. Now, of course, you might have assumed Veni would have come on top, but nope. Makoto was the one who overturned it by a pinfall, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. But in the post match, you would have assumed that Veni would have been upset, but no. She gave, of course, Makoto a big hug, knowing that she beat her, which, of course, it was a fair deal. And of course, no matter what, they will always be friends, no matter what. So I thought the show was pretty good. So we'll see what happens. Now let's move on to our last review involving SEAdLINNG, and this one is their 10th year anniversary. Okay, final review. SEAdLINNG 10th anniversary, and this happened on August 22nd in, of course, Korakuen Hall, which, no secret, if you're going to have an event like this, it has to be in Korakuen Hall. Now, we opened up with tag team action. We have Yuki Funai, hopefully I pronounced it right, teaming up with Media Koga. They take on Celine Misora and Honori Hana. So you can say this is kind of like a rookies type match. Well, I'm not sure if she's still a rookie. I don't know if she's already surpassed her 3 year of experience. That's the thing I don't know yet. But if anybody knows that, please leave a comment down below on that. But the match was okay, not gonna lie. But it was Koga who picked up the win when she applied a beautiful German suplex on Misora, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, over. Next up, we have a high-speed tag team match. We have Miku Kane and Yuri. They take on La Querida and La Pedida. But here's the funny part that what you guys don't know if you haven't seen this match. For those who know these two, La Pedida and Querida, they sing this. They dance around with maracas around the venue when they're playing this Spanish song. It gets people moving. You know, if you're into dancing and all that, while the referee, who can't stand them while they act who they are, had them already, how to say, on leashes, like, oh hell no, you're not dancing then, you're getting in the ring now. So that's what they were doing. I laughed myself to death seeing this, because it kind of reminds me a bit like Kuroshio Tokyo Japan, aka Ikemen Jiro, who does the same thing in Japan, where he's just dance and doesn't want to get in the ring. And I thought it was really too funny. But did that affect them in their ability in the match? No, it did not, because of course, you probably look at, of course, Miku Kane and Yuri as a makeshift team. They are a team, but not a fully cohesion team like Kadedita and La Pedida, and that's always been a great factor. But in the end, of course, La Pedida was able to pick up the win on Yuri, and just like that, 1, 2, 3. Well, they get to sing and dance and celebrate. And of course, referee can't do nothing about that. Now, our next match, we had a bit of a battle royal. We have plenty of wrestlers, and here's who we had. Let me pull it up on the internet on my phone because I know I saw it. Okay, so we have Yumiko Ota, Sugi, Madison Marley, Masato Tanaka, Mio Momono, Misa Kagura, and of course Mima Shimoda. So those are the wrestlers that were involved in this battle royal. But here's how they were eliminated. Uh, Mio, Misa, and Sugi eliminated Madison Marley. Then of course Mio Momono actually gets eliminated herself. Then Masato Tanaka eliminates Yumiko Hota, and then of course Sugi eliminates Masato Tanaka, and then Misa Kagura eliminates Sugi, and then finally Mima Shimoda eliminates Misa Kagura. So you probably can guess how that turned out. I mean, I was pulling through for Misa Kagura, aka Tam Nakano's clone, to win, but nope, it did not do any well. Now our next match, this one is a very interesting one. We have Honori Hanan, who has been pulling a double duty, teaming up once again with Unagi Sayaka to take on, of course, some people from Unagi's past, and we're talking about Hate, the current goddess of stardom, goddess of stardom tag team champions, Ruka and Natsuko Tora. Now, of course, when it comes to their tactics, you know they like to cheat. They like to use weapons while they have their friends distract everybody. And that's always been who they were. But in the end, it was like a double body press on both ladies by, of course, Natsuko Tora and Ruka. But, however, it was, of course, Honori Hanan is the actual legal person that was pinned by Natsuko Tora. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match, we had an 8-woman tag team match. We have Miyuki Takase, Rina Yamashita, Nagisa Nozaki, and Amazon. They take on Takumi Iroha, Suri, Ryo Mizunami, and of course, Veni. So, of course, you have like various makeshift people in this involved in this match, no matter what. But there's like, would they get along? I mean, yeah, they did get along, not gonna lie about that. But this match ended with Veni applying an amazing moonsault onto Amazon, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Now, our double main event, we start with the Beyond the Sea Tag Team Champions. We have Mio Shirai and Natsu Shirime taking on the champions Izuki Aoki and Ayame Sazamura. I have to say the match was pretty intense. I mean, of course, this is something where, of course, Natsu Shirime has always had to step up her game no matter what. But luckily, she was able to pick up the win when she pinned Ayame, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. However, during the post-match promo, she had a lot to say. But however, you know, like the old saying goes, when you win a championship match, you become a target. However, a bunch of wrestlers, tag teams, showed up asking for a shot of the belt. It was like, hold on, please, you're too much. But they have to decide sooner or later. But we'll see what happens when we get there. Now, our main event is the Beyond the Sea Championship. Lady Destroyer versus Hiroyo Matsumoto versus Makoto. This was one of the most intense matches I've ever watched, because these ladies were determined to destroy each other. But not to mention, Makoto had help with, of course, her friends like Nagisa Nozaki and possibly Veni, that will make sure what it takes to this belt remain with her possession. But nope, it took a strong ass lariat by Matsumoto just like that to take her out, and then 1, 2, 3, it was over. And then, of course, our new Beyond the Sea champion. And then, of course, she does a post-match promo. But however, no challengers have showed up. But sooner or later, they will happen. But that's only a matter of time. But as of right now, we are officially done with our reviews. And let's move on to our last and final thing, news updates. welcome to our news update. So let's begin with upcoming events. We have updates from Jersey Championship Wrestling, JCW. As you know, they have the event, The Possession, taking place on the 26th of October at Richfield Park. They have the Luna Invitational. Now, match number 3 has been announced in a 4-way. We have Amara Shade versus Lena Cross versus Nicole Matters versus Janai Kai. And then a month later, for the Home for the Holidays event, also in Ridgefield Park on the 23rd of November, they announced Lee Moriarty will take on Gringo Loco. Yeah. And this is a very interesting moment. Many of you know this recently. Former Tokyo Super Wrestling ring announcer Sayuri Namba has, graduated from Tokyo Super Wrestling, but she never clarified that she retired at all. There was no indications that she's retiring as a ring announcer, and she did say she took a job in Vancouver, in Canada more specifically, and she never specified what. Well, a promotion I never heard of called Dusk Pro announced that the debut of their ring announcer, and that ring announcer is none other than Sayuri Namba herself. Yep, she'll be making her debut as a ring announcer in Dusk Pro Wrestling. So any subscribers from Vancouver, if you guys are interested in seeing her, please mark your calendars, and she'll be making her debut on November 2nd in Vancouver. So look it up on social media if you can. So I don't remember what the venue is because I know I saw it, but it's there. So check it out. Now, on to our developments. We want to say congratulations to Corey Graves and his wife. Many of you know her, Camille. They just announced the birth of their second child. Yes, if you guys know this, Corey Graves has 3 other kids from a previous marriage, but him and Camilla had a child together when they got together, and now they have a second child. So Corey Graves in total has 5 children, but this is Camilla's second child she's given birth to. So congratulations, guys. So you guys are going to be awesome parents as always. Now, many of you know this, that Mercedes Mone has one goal in mind, is to collect many belts as possible, because her ultimate goal is to break the record of Ultimo Dragons. Many of you know this, that Ultimo Dragon had held 10 belts at the same time. So she wants to break the record. Well, she has reached the limit, the amount that Ultimo Dragon had. She is now the brand new Body Slam Women's Champion, and this promotion is based out of Denmark. So yes, and now she has one more belt she needs to do to break the record. But the real question we have to ask ourselves, which one is it? Well, that's a good question. We just don't know. We want to give congratulations to the Hardy Boys. As you all know, not only they're the TNA World Tag Team Champions, but they're also the NXT Tag Team Champions. Well, apparently they are now title holders of 3 championships. Not only TNA and NXT, but also from New York-based promotion House of Glory. So they're now the House of Glory Tag Team Champions, beating out, of course, the main event. And then finally, very interesting news. Many of you may ask where Mina Shirakawa's at. Well, she posted on her social media she had to return to Japan to renew her visa. Yeah, that's something, of course, for any foreign wrestlers who are working here for any promotion. They have to, of course, renew their visas. We saw that with Buddy Matthews, what was it, a year or 2 ago? And he has to return to Australia to get that straightened out. But Mina has indicated now that she has a brand new visa, and she'll be returning soon. So I can't wait to see her. I'm sure many of you guys can't wait to see her as well. So that's pretty much it for our updates and everything else. So, as always, let's call it a day. Well, hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, as you probably know, we have AEW Collision. A lot of things is going to happen because we're now getting closer and closer to Wrestle Dream, which is going to be a fun event. But also, as we speak, we have Stardom with their latest event in Korakuen Hall, so we'll stay tuned for that. And I think we do have a New Japan show, because we're still on the road to King of Pro Wrestling that's going to happen this coming Monday. I'm pretty much sure, but we'll see. If it's just those 3, we'll leave it as that, but only time will tell. But as of right now, we'll leave things as it is. Until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye, and have a nice day. Bang.